Have you ever sat at your desk, staring at your computer screen, feeling like you're drowning in expectations but unable to tell anyone? You're not alone. Meet Sarah, a 32-year-old marketing manager at a mid-sized tech company. On paper, her life looks perfect. She has a respectable position, a decent salary, and colleagues who seem to like her. But beneath the surface, Sarah is fighting a battle that millions of workers face every single day, a battle that rarely makes it into workplace conversations. The silent struggle, it started subtly for Sarah. First, it was just staying an extra hour to finish a project. Then, it became checking emails during dinner. Soon, she was lying awake at 2 a.m., mentally rehearsing presentations and worrying about deadlines. The invisible weight on her shoulders grew heavier each week, yet when colleagues asked how she was doing, she'd flash a smile and say, "I'm fine, just busy." This is the pressure no one talks about at work, the kind that doesn't come from a single difficult boss or one overwhelming project. It's the accumulated weight of constant connectivity, the fear of appearing incompetent, the unspoken expectation to always be available, and the relentless comparison to colleagues who seem to handle everything effortlessly. The culture I find in most workplaces, there's an unwritten rule. You must appear to have everything under control. Admitting struggle feels like admitting weakness. Sarah noticed that during team meetings, everyone reported being on track even when projects were clearly behind schedule. The office culture celebrated those who worked through lunch, responded to messages instantly, and never seemed to need a break. What Sarah didn't realize was that almost everyone around her was wearing the same mask. Her colleague James was dealing with anxiety about job security. Her team lead, Monica, was struggling to balance caregiving responsibilities with work demands. Even the seemingly unflappable CEO had confided to the HR director about feeling overwhelmed by constant The breaking point for Sarah, the turning point, came during a regular Tuesday morning. She was preparing for a client presentation when suddenly her hands started trembling. Her heart raced and she couldn't catch her breath. Sitting in a bathroom stall, trying to compose herself, Sarah realized something had to change. This wasn't just about one bad day. This was the result of months of ignoring the warning signs, the headaches, the disrupted sleep, the constant tension in her shoulders, the difficulty concentrating. Her body was sending clear signals that she'd been pushing too hard for too long. Understanding the hidden pressures, research shows that workplace pressure comes from multiple sources. There's the obvious kind: tight deadlines, challenging projects, difficult clients. But there's also the subtle variety, the pressure to be constantly productive, to match the perceived performance of others, to prove your worth in an uncertain economy, and to maintain work-life balance in a world where work never truly ends. Technology has blurred the boundaries between professional and personal time. The same device we use to relax carries our work inbox. The flexibility to work from anywhere has quietly transformed into the expectation to work from everywhere. Many people feel guilty for taking breaks or using their vacation days, worried about being perceived as less committed than their peers. The ripple effects. When Sarah finally opened up to a trusted friend outside of work, she discovered how this pressure had been affecting every area of her life. Her relationships had suffered because she was always distracted. Her hobbies had disappeared because she felt too tired or guilty to pursue them. Even her health had declined. Poor eating habits, skipped exercise, and chronic stress had taken their toll. The friend encouraged Sarah to speak with a professional counselor who helped her recognize patterns she'd developed over years. Sarah learned that her perfectionism and fear of disappointing others were driving unsustainable work habits. She wasn't just responding to external pressure. She was creating much of it internally. Creating changed. Sarah's journey toward healthier work habits wasn't about quitting her job or making dramatic life changes. It started with small, deliberate steps. She began setting boundaries around work hours and actually sticking to them. She started having honest conversations with her manager about workload and priorities. Most surprisingly, when she began showing vulnerability and admitting when she was struggling, she discovered that others felt permission to do the same. Her team started having more authentic check-ins, not just about project status, but about how people were genuinely doing. They implemented focused time blocks, where unnecessary meetings were discouraged. They celebrated sustainable productivity rather than glorifying overwork. The bigger picture Sarah's story represents a much larger issue in modern work culture. Organizations are beginning to recognize that supporting employee well-being isn't just compassionate, it's essential for sustainable performance. Progressive companies are implementing mental health resources, encouraging open dialogue about pressure and stress, and redesigning work practices to prioritize human needs alongside business goals. The pressure no one talks about at work thrives in silence. When we start conversations about realistic expectations, healthy boundaries, and the real cost of constant pressure, we begin to change workplace culture from the inside out. Moving forward, if Sarah's experience resonates with you, know that acknowledging the pressure you're under is the first step toward addressing it. You deserve a work environment where you can be honest about challenges, where asking for help is seen as strength, and where success doesn't require sacrificing your well-being. The conversation starts with us one honest admission, one boundary set, one supportive gesture at a time.